So AI is kind of all encompassing in many ways, and I like to try and think about it in terms of like the known unknowns and the unknowns that are unknowns to some extent. What we know right now is, and Stas alluded to, like there's a hype cycle that's probably, there's a little bit of cynicism, like where's the return on investment thus far? But it also seems like, and you hear this from the CEOs, and we'll know in the next 3 days as 5 of the Mag 7 report, that the CapEx spending just keep getting ramped up. Like, so you're still building the infrastructure. Jensen Wang recently kind of, at another conference kind of said like the demand essentially is insane. I'm not sure how to quantify it, but it's like, obviously just keeps going higher. It doesn't seem like in the near term, meaning the next 6, 12 months, that's going to abate. So that aspect seems real and legitimate. When you look at the stock market performance, though, there's clearly differentiation between Nvidia, a few other clear beneficiaries. I think people think Microsoft will be a clear beneficiary. But stocks that are sort of at the second order that are AI related have done next to nothing this year. Like they've definitely kind of differentiation on that. So I think that's sort of what we know with some confidence. 3 years down the line, how are companies going to monetize it? That still remains to be seen. I think about a little more of the macro perspective. What are the implications? One is just the amount of investment. Like we're talking about 4 companies that combined could spend $150 billion this year on investment. Like that is big enough to have a macroeconomic impact. You're seeing stories like this morning of like, nuclear, small scale kind of nuclear factories to try and power this generation investment that has to take place there. So the spin-off effects for the economy overall are not trivial at this point in time. The biggest unknown is ultimately like, how does this improve worker productivity? It's a software tool. We know from the 80s and 90s it's had real implications, positive implications. It's still very early in terms of assessing those implications. The adoption rate, if you look at things like people using ChatGPT versus, internet or iPhone, like it's a faster adoption rate. There's a thought that because it's already integrated or can be integrated into software tools, your phone, that people will use these tools more quickly. I'll have a better answer in 2 weeks because I know internally in our systems, like in HR, there's supposed to be AI tools that'll help you write performance reviews. So we'll see if it actually saves me time or not. So I'll have a bit of more clarity in the next 2 weeks on that. Is it enough to ultimately kind of be kind of a game changer, really lift productivity in a positive way? Probably the question is really the time and the magnitude, and that might be 2, 3 years down the line.